Lyft is finally giving me a ride challenge and I think it's pretty decent. It's for $465, with the first part of the bonus being for $205 after 80 rides, and the second part of the bonus being for $260 after 40 rides. The bonus starts Monday at 5 a.m., which is tomorrow, and it ends Friday at 5 a.m. That gives me just 4 days to do 120 rides. I'm gonna walk you through how I decide if a bonus is even possible, and then once we decide if it is possible, if it's even worth it, and if it is worth it, we'll go through some of the strategies I use to determine what's the best way to make it happen. Whether I have ride challenges or not, the first thing I like to do when I'm building my strategy for the week is to look at the weather. I know that on rainy days, I can typically get more rides because people who would usually walk to work or school are more likely to take those short trips that might be $3 and take those trips to class instead, which allow me to get a lot of rides. Now, in my market, Tuesday is the slowest day of the week. So seeing that it's going to rain on Tuesday, it's a very good indication to me that I will still be able to get a decent amount of rides between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, once I click on Tuesday, it'll actually tell me what time of the day it's supposed to rain. So it says the rain is supposed to start about around 5 p.m. and go until 10 p.m. And that's a pretty decent time. I wouldn't want to be caught out with traffic around that time, but I might have a plan for traffic that I'll save for later in this video. So that means I need to keep in mind that on Tuesday, if I want to capture the best possible rides, I need to be in the place that's gonna give me the most rides before the rain starts, so I don't get traffic on the way to that place. With the students already back in town and we already know what the weather is gonna be like for that week, we're gonna bring the calculator out in order to determine how many rides per day we have to do to see if it's even possible. So in order to break it down into how many rides we'd have to do per day, we would take the total amount of rides of 120, and then we divide that by the amount of time that we have to do it, which is 4 days. So I would have to average around 30 rides per day in order to make this happen. Now, let's just assume I did this in 12-hour increments at maximum. If we divide 30 by 12 hours, we'd have to average 2.5 rides per hour. In the worst case scenario, you can work up to 18 hours in one day. So we're gonna see what the worst case scenario would look like. We're gonna take our 30 rides per day, divide that by 18 hours, and we get 1.66 rides per hour. If you wanted to do it in just 10 hours per day, we would take that 30 again and divide it by 10, which would give us 3 rides per hour, which that sounds a little on the high end to be consistently hitting straight for 10 hours, but it's not impossible in my market. You really need to have a great idea of what is and isn't possible for your market, but we will be discussing some strategies that you can use to make sure you get a lot of short trips that actually pay pretty decently that will help you achieve your bonuses. Now that we figured out if this bonus is even possible, next we need to figure out, is it even worth it? One way to figure out if it's worth it is that you want to take the total amount, which is 465, and divide that by the amount of rides they're telling you that you need to do it to accomplish it, which is 120. So this number represents how much extra you'll make for every ride that you take. So let's say you take $123 rides. Those $123 rides will actually come out to be $6.87 per ride. So when rides are popping up on your screen, if you're trying to attempt this, you want to add this number to every single ride when you're trying to determine if this ride is or isn't worth it. But for me, I think I'm going to do something special, and it's kind of just for YouTube, but I think I'm going to accept every single ride this week. I'm going to have a 100% acceptance rate by the end of the week, and I know it's going to make some people upset. Some people are going to call me the problem. And I have a response for you guys that I'm going to be saving until the end of the video. So for me, I've determined that this is worth it. We're getting an extra $3.87 per ride, and that makes the bonus worth it for me. Now, if you don't think this bonus is worth it and you wouldn't want to attempt it, even if you think you could be successful with it, let me know why in the comments below. And I know there's drivers out there who don't see ride challenges like this. I've spoken to support and they told me it's based off of 3 things. It's based off of supply, it's based off of demand, and your individual ride challenge is based off of you. Here's an old video that I made, and it's actually my most viewed video, where I'm messaging support asking them how are drivers able to get bonuses, and here is their response.
So I asked them if Lyft offers bonuses to drivers who outperform other drivers, to which John responded saying that bonuses are personalized to every driver and are based on individual driving history. Then I noted to John that for the last few weeks I've been getting a bonus offer, and the more I drive, it seems to be the more I get this bonus offer. And I wanted to know if there was any correlation. That's when John let me know that bonuses depend on your driver activity. So that means if you drive more, then you will probably receive a bonus offer.
I know that this is a controversial take for some reason, but a lot of drivers will look at you poorly for trying to attempt these ride challenges, and they'll actually say that you're part of the problem. But guess what? They're not paying your bills, so don't listen to them. You need to figure out how to determine if a ride challenge is good or bad, because not all ride challenges are good. And not all of them are bad. I have a suspicion that platinum drivers are probably more likely to get better bonuses. I'm a platinum driver, and not all the drivers in my market see the bonuses that I see. But I'm also going to say just because you are a platinum driver doesn't mean you're going to get challenges. If I were running Lyft and I had a budget to give out for a ride streak challenges, I would prioritize the drivers who I know are consistent, have good ratings, and are usually not declining every ride. You might find that unfair, but when you look at it from Lyft's perspective, it makes sense that they would do it this way. Why would they give drivers who aren't performing as well more incentive to drive? I don't think they would. So this is just my opinion. I think that being a platinum driver and having acceptable scores will lead to higher pay. This might not be true in every market, but the only way for you to determine if it is or isn't true is for you to do it. Back in September, I took a break from driving because I got married and I actually lost my platinum status. Until I regained platinum status, I did not receive even one ride challenge bonus. In fact, since I've been a platinum driver, there's only been about 2 or 3 weeks where I haven't seen a bonus at all. Now, not all of those bonuses were worth it, but this one, I think it is. Even though it's going to cause me to have to work hard and make money, I don't see the issue there. For those of you who are curious, my current driving score is 89%. I have high cancellations back from I did some cancellations during New Year's. I was just trying to make sure I got the bonuses and I didn't want to take bad rides. So I'm at 5 out of 5% for cancellations, but we can see that I shine in my acceptance rate. I've been increasing my acceptance rate because this week I plan on being at 100. So I wanted to get to 100 before I started making that video. I don't think I'll get there, but I'm starting at 97%. And you'll see when I'm done with this week, it will be at 100. I'm going to accept every single ride and I'm going to screen record every single day I drive this week so that if anyone wants to call me out my BS, they can watch the 12. It'll probably be a 100-hour video of every ride that I take. I'll obviously cut out the parts where I'm dropping off passengers or I'm showing their name or their pickup location because it's illegal to dox someone. Dox is when you show someone's location or put out their private information on the internet. So it's going to be cut down, but it's going to be a long video. Just in case anyone wants to call me out my BS, they can go and view it. They probably won't, but at least I'll have proof. You see, I have 0 safety flags, 0 service flags. I have a 5-star rating. I don't get any bad ratings at all. And I'm at 89%. If you have good ratings and you're a platinum driver, let me know if you are or if you aren't getting ride challenges and let me know what they usually look like. This is the best one that I've seen in a while. And I've determined that this year, because I'm trying to make $100,000 with Uber and Lyft, I'm going to take whatever ride challenge comes my way that looks profitable. And I think this looks very profitable. If you disagree with that, let me know why you think this isn't profitable in the comment section below. Now, the main strategy I will be using to accomplish this is called stay within an area. As a platinum driver, I get 4 uses of this per day and they last 3 hours each. So for 4 uses that last 3 hours, that means I can use it for up to 12 hours. If I was a Platinum Plus driver, which I'm aiming to be by the end of this week, I would have up to 6 uses of the stay within an area filter, allowing me to do it for up to 18 hours. And that makes a big difference in your ride challenges. If you're a silver driver and you only have 2 instances where you can use the stay within an area filter, that's only 6 hours out of the possible 12 hours that you could realistically drive. You can drive 18, but most people aren't going to do that. I'm doing that because I have lofty goals and I work hard. Some people might call me a slave for that. One, I think you guys are using that term too, like easily. It's what we're doing here is nothing compared to slavery. There's nowhere and no period of time where I could have made $3,000 in 1 week being a slave. You guys need to stop using that term, but I'm sure people like that will show up in the comments. And something I'm gonna have to do, which is something I usually don't do, is drive during traffic periods in order to make sure I'm maximizing my time. Now, using the stay within the area filter, I've found pockets in my city where traffic doesn't hurt as much when you are there. So if you get to the inner city before traffic starts and you drive there until after traffic ends, that is the best way to maximize your time when it comes with traffic. Now, usually when I'm not trying to do a high hour week, I will just pick the best 8 to 10 hours of the day to work. And that's usually not during traffic time. So it's usually like waking up at 3 a.m. to do airport runs. That's usually staying out very late to do the bar and drunk people runs. That's where the money is. If you're not willing to do those, that's okay. But also be okay with the idea that you could be making more money and you're not. This channel is about maximizing your income. It's about maximizing your profit and the actual dollar amount. Some of the other YouTube channels out there only talk about profit, but they're making like $600 a week, which is not bad. If that's what you need to survive, then that's good. But for me, I'm on an intense sprint right now to get debt free as soon as possible and to save up a 6 month emergency fund. I already paid off my car by just busting my ass and working hard, but be careful because there are other drivers out there. They're going to tell you, just chill, don't work, strike, even though you have bills that need to be paid, even though you're in debt. Like, it's very important. Your personal finances are more important than sticking it to Uber and Lyft. I will acknowledge Uber and Lyft are making it harder for us to make more money, but my channel is focused on what we as individuals can do to increase our income despite Uber and Lyft taking advantage of us. And if that's something you enjoy and that's something you want out of your life, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now, one problem I'm gonna have as I'm trying to prepare for the ride challenge for tomorrow is that I'm currently on a ride challenge for this weekend. Now, this ride challenge this weekend wasn't that great, but I decided I would do it anyways. And if you want to see the numbers with that, make sure you join me live tomorrow on Monday at 4 p.m., where I go through every week of my earnings. Every week, I come live and I show you guys how much money I made and I break down the numbers for you. The problem I'm going to have is I still need 19 more rides. It is currently 3:04 p.m. and I have less than 12 hours to do that, which isn't a problem. The problem is if I want to get an early start on Monday for the 140 ride streak challenge, I need to start at 5 a.m., which means I need to end 6 hours before that. So in order for me to get a decent night's sleep, I would have to end at the latest 11 p.m. so that I could start at 5 a.m. to give myself the best chance of hitting that streak bonus. Unfortunately, I'm here recording this video with you guys. I have to edit it. I'm gonna have to post it because I am trying to post a video every single day while trying to hit this ride challenge. Every single day in 2024, I'm posting a video. So in addition to me trying to make $100,000 with Uber and Lyft, which requires a lot of time on the road, also posting every single day on YouTube at 5 p.m., except Mondays where it's 4 p.m. because that's when my live video starts. This week, I'm actually gonna try to make $3,000 and then I'm gonna make a video about it. So if you don't wanna miss it, the best way for YouTube to put my video in front of you is by hitting the like button. The more you hit the like button, the more likely YouTube is to show you my videos.